Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the YesUsers podcast. Today, we have a truly inspiring guest joining us, Sumeet Salve, Chief Marketing Officer at iThrive. Based in Pune, Maharashtra, Sumeet is a visionary leader with a knack for blending strategic guidance and digital strategy to help businesses achieve their goals. So let's dive into his journey and start this podcast. Sumeet, welcome to YesUsers podcast. How are you feeling?
Thank you, Avinash. It's actually great to be on the show. I have been listening to a lot of your podcasts as well, and it is an honor to be on your podcast and to interact with you. It's like,
That explains your hairstyle. After hearing from my podcast, you can have that effect on people.
No, it's actually like that only since my childhood.
Yeah, that's quite cool. So, Sumeet, tell us about your journey so far. For our listeners who don't know you, would you care to give them a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Sumeet Salve. I am from Pune, and my background is actually engineering. I have done engineering in IT from Pune itself. And my marketing journey actually started when I was pursuing my engineering itself. I used to do my personal blogs. I used to do food blogs. I used to write a lot of reviews. I used to handle my personal social media channel as well. And that's how I gained interest in, marketing. And while doing my engineering itself, I, used to go through various courses like the Google flagship course and a lot of courses on Coursera and all the other platforms. And that's how I started gain interest about marketing. And I have an experience of almost around 6+ years actually in marketing. And started with a very small startup company. And then right now, currently, I'm working as a CMO at iThrive. And even in iThrive, I started as a very, on a very small position as a social media manager. And eventually kept on growing. And right now, I'm the CMO at iThrive. So it has been a great journey, a lot of learning and a lot of ups and downs. And I'm still learning, I believe. So yeah, it has been a great journey. I'm looking forward to many more years in marketing. And looking for the evolution, actually. The evolution that is going around. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So tell us about iThrive. What does this company do and what problem is it trying to solve?
Okay. So iThrive is basically a health and wellness company. So it is a nutrition company, to be very precise. So it is founded by Mugdha Pradhan. She is the CEO and founder of iThrive. That's a very positive and a very pure mission that we are trying to cater, it is about lifestyle diseases. So, very commonly we can see lifestyle diseases, specifically when it comes to India. India is like on the rise of lifestyle diseases, something like diabetes, PCOS, even thyroid, all the other conditions that are there. India is currently very rapidly growing towards it. So what iThrive does is it solves this problem. We reverse all these diseases with the help of nutrition, basic food, lifestyle changes, modification, and supplements as well. And not just that, we also teach students about nutrition. So yeah, iThrive is doing this work and on a very positive path. And that is a actually very great initiative by Mugdha Pradhan. And the company is running since, I guess, 2017. We have almost catered a lot of patients and we have treated a lot of diseases. And I guess there's around 174 plus diseases, lifestyle diseases in India.
Okay.
Not a lot of people are aware about it.
Yeah.
There are diseases, right? We only know a few handful of diseases, but there are multiple diseases that are there India is facing. So yeah, we are trying to cater those diseases and reverse as much as possible.
Absolutely. And we are happy to support in a very minute way as much as possible the mission iThrive is on, right? So thanks a lot for that context. So tell us, what drew you to digital marketing? Because you were in a computer engineering, typically going for a software developer role, right? And
Correct.
what made you shift?
So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I used to do my personal blogging. I'm a very foodie person. I love food, and when I was in my college days, I used to go to various places and I used to, click pictures and write my own blog. That was very earlier, like back in my college days. And I used to do a lot of photography, food photography. and I used to run my own Instagram food page as well. So that's what brought my interest to marketing. I was like, this is a very something interesting, and that's like a very joyful thing that it was for me. So I wanted to explore more and more about it. So that's how my journey actually began. So that was it. Like give me the spark that you say.
Yeah.
And as I kept learning, I came to know that marketing is very essential for all the brands, and specifically for startups. And like it is the most essential part. Earlier, I don't think it was that much essential, but considering the current trend, whichever company it is, whichever platform it is, marketing is the essence of the company. It comes in the topmost layer of every brand. So yeah, I guess that is a very important aspect, and a lot of the startups, I guess, fail because of the lack of marketing as well. So yeah, that.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And that's why, because a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs, of late, we are inviting more people who are specializing in marketing to make sure that they are able to understand that how they can, leverage latest marketing technologies in their own startup. So tell us about that, like, startups which can't afford to hire you right now, what they should be doing right now in terms of marketing.
Correct. No, I think, see, whatever startup it is, right? Let's take an example. Let's talk about a small food joint. Okay, let's start about a small cart, or let's talk about any small scale business. So what they can do is they can start working on the brand on the individual level. They should work on the color consistency. They should talk about the mission at the first stage. It should be very clear what the mission is, what they want to do, what they want to do in the next 5 years, what they want to do in the next 10 years. Once that is clear, I guess the marketing path becomes very easy. And even if you hire a person on a small scale also, you don't need to hire a very big agency. You can do it on a very small scale as well. A team of very few people can make a big impact. I personally believe that, team of a very few people and a good visionary people. If that is on your team, then you can definitely achieve all the marketing targets that you have. But I think the first thing that is very important for a startup is that they should be clear about the mission. They should be clear about what the target audience is. They should be, very clear what they want to portray, the brand identity that we, generally talk about in marketing. That is very necessary for any brand. And accordingly, what color they want to portray, what message they want to portray, what is the, this general terms. They should be very clear. And I've seen, I've worked with many companies till now. So I've seen this mistake that is done by a lot of companies, that they start with the vision, but they are not clear with the brand identity, with what the message they want to give, whether it is care, whether it is joy, whether it is entertainment. So I guess that is very important.
Wow. Well said. I couldn't agree more with you. Vision, like what your startup wants to do is one thing, but what is the brand identity? That's the different question. And I think a lot of startup entrepreneurs don't actually think about that. That's a great suggestion. But, one of the things entrepreneurs share with me is that social media marketing especially is it takes a lot of time to start showing results, right? If you start a channel on Insta or, any social media platform, initial days, you don't get anything, right? So how do they make sure that they are on the right path? They are doing the right thing, especially in the initial days when there's no feedback on the kind of work you're doing.
Yeah. So I guess, that is also another very common problem. And marketing takes time. It is not just a 1 day job or not just a 1 week job. It takes a lot of time. Again, companies fail because of this reason also, because they try to be very pushy and they expect a lot of sales from marketing. They expect a lot of leads coming through marketing. They expect a lot of likes. If someone is not from a marketing background, they expect a lot of likes. They expect a lot of reach. But it is not, like that, like not a just 1 day game. I agree that there are a lot of trends that go viral very instantly. And, some company instantly picks up the boom. But that's not the case with every company, right? It takes a lot of time to build marketing. So for me, what you should do is, or what anyone should do is, be consistent about it. Consistency is the key. You have to post every day. You have to interact with your audience every day. You have to, ask questions. For example, let's talk about Instagram. There's a lot of features, on social media itself that you can interact with the audience. You can get to know about what the audience wants, what the audience doesn't want. You can ask questions around it. You can do polls around it. So only thing it's consistency. and the creativity. All the content that goes out should not be pushy. Firstly, it should be very simple. It should be very basic. People should understand it. And once people start getting a hook out of what your content is, then slowly the page will grow. It will take time, but it definitely will grow. So patience is one key, and consistency is another thing from that you have to keep on doing. These two things.
Yeah, well said. And you gave a great suggestion on asking questions because when they're thinking on the fronts of, okay, we'll have to create content, be it a video or creative or any text blog or something of that sort. They think like, okay, we have to put in efforts to create the content has to be the good. But the suggestion you gave is like, you can simply ask questions as well, right?
Correct.
That's another way to engage with your target audience and what kind of problems they are facing, what kind of solutions they are getting right now. This even helps you in finding the product market fit, right? Whether the problem that you're trying to solve, your target audience actually cares about it or not, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So there's this one thing called market research. It's very trending these days that a lot of people want to do market research, but it takes a lot of effort to do market research. So what you can do is you can just go on the social media platforms and you can ask questions to people. You can ask your friends to, make it shareable. So yeah, these are very simple steps that anyone can do. That's how you can do the market research on your own. You don't need a agency or anything like that.
Absolutely. That's what I tell to entrepreneurs as well, that in initial days, it's not a good idea to actually hire an external agency because nobody knows about your product more than yourself, more than the founder themselves. So it's better to do the marketing yourself and be close to your customers as much as possible.
Correct. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
also another thing, just like to add on, other than the customers, the team also, like when it comes to your marketing team, it comes to your any team, the team also should know what the company is doing. That is another big thing. If the team is not aware about all the aspects, then I don't think that team will be able to deliver that thing. So apart from customers, the team also should be very crystal clear about what the problem statement is.
Absolutely. Any suggestion on how entrepreneurs can communicate this effectively with their team members? Any suggestions?
So what we do at iThrive is we do a daily sync up. And if not possible daily, we at least try to meet 3 times in a week. And we interact about what things is going in the market, what current problem are we having, what is the target. This daily sync ups and this, it should not be like just about work. Even if it comes to, very light conversations or a conversation on a daily scale, that helps you, gain trust and that helps in understanding the problem statement better. A lot of times what happens is, let's say there's a team of around 10 people. 5 people will understand it very easily, but the other 5 people will take time. But when you discuss this in a group, or you discuss this like every alternate day, or, you keep on hammering this, it slowly becomes clear, you understand the picture very clearly. And I guess that is very easy step that anyone can. So that is one thing. And apart from that, I guess this interactions or this session, understanding the team better, I guess it starts from there. And once that happens, I guess you can build slowly one step at a time. That is one thing that I personally like to do. Interact with my team.
Yeah, well said. And one of the things that I would like to add that when you start a venture, a lot of times the founder themselves are not crystal clear as to what problem exactly they are trying to solve and what is exactly their target audience or ideal customer profile looks like, right? And that's okay. What I say too, instead of avoiding this, instead of feeling that if we are not crystal clear, how can we communicate this to the team? And that's where I think that's a lot of problem is. So what my suggestion is that be okay with the fact, communicate to your team that for the timing, for the next 6 to 8 months, this is what our plan is. This is our target audience. This is our brand identity. This is our ideal customer profile. And if it works, we will continue. If it not, we will change, right? There's no shame in admitting that you don't know things, instead of avoiding this conversation altogether. And that's what I feel. So entrepreneurs avoid this conversation in the initial days because they feel like hum khud hi clear nahi hai to hum dusron ko kya bole, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So be honest and upfront about it with the team. And I'm sure they will also understand this fact.
Exactly. And also, I guess, there's this hierarchy that is, in corporate culture the boss doesn't have usual meetings with the team, or, there's this hierarchy. I guess that should break, and, the interaction should be very open for everyone.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. You should avoid hierarchy in a startup as much as possible. Everybody should feel at least owner of the product or the service that you're providing, right?
Exactly. Even when it comes to, entrepreneurship, I guess like all the startup founders should have a little bit knowledge about marketing as well. And if they don't have, I guess they should be ready to learn. Like, I don't see like they should know entire picture about marketing. At least they should know a little bit about sense of branding and sense of marketing, because that is very important these days. Like, it is not possible, I guess, to achieve the goals if the founder is not aware about all these things. So, yeah, that is also one thing.
Absolutely. So in addition to listening to Yes Users podcast, is there any other resource that you would like to recommend?
Actually, there are a lot of podcasts these days. Podcast is becoming one other trend, and there are so many podcasts that are there. The one podcast that I like a lot is Raj Shamani's podcast. Other than influencers, there are a lot of guests that are coming on board. They are talking about marketing. Like, even when it comes to Beer Bicep, the founder of Zomato was there, and he was talking about all the strategies that they use, right? All the small scale strategies that they. So there are a lot of different platforms. There are a lot of free courses that are available on various platforms. Basic learnings about the marketing. When Google provides a certification course and understanding marketing, there are a lot of platforms to gain knowledge about all this.
Well said. So now looking back at your career, what is the one marketing campaign that you're most proud of?
Talking about campaigns, so we have done quite a few campaigns, but the most close campaign to my heart was the Diwali campaign that we did the last year itself. And it was again talking about lifestyle changes, about how people are, addictive to non-healthy products or non-healthy things. And especially during a season like Diwali or, any festival season, people are not so aware about it. And they just keep on eating. They just go to random places. They go to family, friends. They eat a lot of sweet. They eat a lot of fried food. So our campaign was around that only. It was a campaign talking about how a person, goes to his friend's place and he is eating constantly, eating different things. And his wife is telling him, like, you have to avoid this food and avoid this non-healthy things. But still he's so keen to, eating those things, and how it impacts you in a lockdown. So that was the campaign. And also there's another campaign that we're working on currently. I guess it will be out very soon. So that is again a POV campaign basically. It again talks about making right choices. There's a lot of awareness about food products. There's this person, if you are aware about it, Revan, also known as Food Farmer. So he is doing a lot of, campaign around Label Padega India. That's a very great initiative. Then there's again other companies as well that they are focusing on this awareness about food products. There's another company called Goodbug. There's another company called The Whole Truth. So, it's a protein bar company, but they are talking so much about health and they are talking so much about making right choices. So we are building another campaign, which talks about making right choices and how, small things right from your childhood till your death that so people are eating and food these days. They are eating unhealthy food. So we are trying to cater that topic, and that campaign will be out soon. Like, we are working on it. I'm looking forward to that campaign.
Yeah, makes sense. And best of luck for the campaign.
Thank you.
Tell us about how does social media marketing or various social media right now, what role these platforms play in the overall marketing strategy of iThrive?
Okay, for iThrive. Yeah, actually, I guess it means a lot, all the social media platforms, right from Twitter to Instagram to YouTube to LinkedIn. What our mission is, and it's healthcare. Basically, it targets everyone. It is not like targeting a specific sector of media. So our audience is everywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn. So all the social media platforms are very important for us. But if you'll ask me to pick around 3 to 4, then I guess Instagram is one. Because, it's Instagram and Facebook, it's very feasible these days. And a lot of people are already there. A lot of people are, scrolling on a day-to-day basis. And, they are trying to find new. So Instagram is one. Then that YouTube is one. So all these platforms actually we try to cater every platform in best possible ways. But I guess Instagram, Facebook, and Google also, cannot skip Google, because when it comes to paid marketing, when it comes to performance marketing, platforms like Google and Facebook are the topmost platform to gain attention from or gain leads from. So yeah, these are the platforms, and we are utilizing every platform, like even Twitter for that matter. We are constantly putting some tweets. We are constantly there on the platform. Like we don't want to miss any opportunity, or we don't want to be behind from any platform. So yeah, we have all the platforms.
Right. And that is very interesting. And I feel that's a sentiment that every marketer shares, that, they don't want to be left behind on any platform. So how do you stay updated on the latest trends and, technologies that are affecting or impacting the marketing profession?
Okay. So see, trends come and go. Like it's not something you can do about it. But what I personally believe is you should be the one creating the trend instead of just following a random trend. If you are someone who can, make a trend, so that is the best thing that you can. And talking about tools that are coming, I don't think that there's any harm about it, or they'll impact the marketing. But I guess they'll be very helpful tools for marketing. For example, like there's a lot of attention around AI. We are talking about Chat GPT. We talk about Canva. We talk about Figma. We talk about Adobe, Photoshop, or any software or any tool that is used in marketing. Everything is connected with AI these days. So I don't think there's a very negative effect about it. But I guess it's somewhat supportive. Like you cannot be completely dependent on this, because that cannot give the results that someone wants. That is just a helping hand, at least for now. I don't know about the future, but yeah, at least for now, I don't see there's any harm. But yeah, it's a supportive tool, and I don't feel there's any harm in using these tools.
Absolutely. And AI itself is gonna create so many other opportunities for marketers. So I've recently joined a startup called AI Monitor. So what the startup does is that now more and more people are asking questions to Chat GPT instead of searching it on Google. And Google itself has started providing AI overview, right? So how do you make sure that your website or brand is visible in those AI searches and large language models is what the startup is trying to do. Like everybody knows SEO, right? In future, everybody would be doing LSO, the term that we ourselves has coined, which means LLM search optimization. So this is again a new trend that coming in. So AI will definitely simplify a couple of jobs. It's going to create a lot more jobs as well.
Correct, exactly. It will create a lot more jobs as well. Like even for AI, it's actually machine learning. You cannot just leave it on the AI software and expect it to give results. There has to be a person behind it. There has to be a command behind it. So that is also like, yeah, it definitely will create more jobs. Yeah, I guess when you ask the question, like SEO is very common, everyone is doing SEO around it. But I guess the keyword, the keyword that is there, that is very important. Even when you do any sort of marketing, the keyword research you in what you want to portray or what you want to do or what the trends are in the market. So that is very important. So the research part, that plays a very important role when it comes to all this tools and all this platforms. So I guess yeah, that is one.
Absolutely well said. And marketing is both an art and a science, right? So you have to have creativity at the one end. At the other end, you need to take decisions on the basis of data, right? That you are the
Correct.
feedback you are getting. So
Correct.
can you explain your strategy? How do you manage creativity and data-driven insights from the marketing campaigns that you run?
See, we actually look after all the data, all the platforms that are there. We collate the data every 15 days, actually. A lot of companies, I guess, they don't play around this data, or a lot of companies that I've worked with also previously, they look after the data on the month-on-month basis. But I think you should look at the data every 15 days, at least every 15 days. That's when you get a clear picture about, what trends are going. Are you going on the right path, or are you not going on the right path? So, yeah, we look after the data, we look after the numbers. Numbers actually play a very vital role, I must say. For example, any campaign that we run, and like we run ads also, like ads play a very major role in moving all the campaigns. So you have to look at the numbers. It's very important. If, for example, something is failing, then we have to look at where are we going wrong. Is the topic not correct? Is the keywords not properly aligned? So yeah, data, that is very important. And we look at the data every 15 days. Even for social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook. When you look at the analytics, it gives you a very clear picture at the demographics. It gives you a clear picture at the target audience. It gives you the clear picture about how many clicks are there. So I guess, you should look after this data every 15 days or every week if possible. According to this, you can absolutely strategize. You can change what's correct, what's not right. So even at iThrive, we do the same thing. Like we look at the data, we look at what's going good for us. If we are doing any sort of trend, and if you're not getting good response, that means that trend is maybe it is meant for someone else. It is not meant for you. So that is also absolutely okay. But you can definitely go again behind it, look at it, and you can make a better campaign out of it. Like you cannot just be like, okay, this campaign didn't work out us for. So that means there's absolutely everything is wrong. There has to be something right about it. So you just have to pinpoint it. And I guess that comes from numbers itself.
No, great advice there. So a lot of entrepreneurs initially struggle with like fixing the KPIs, right? So what are the key matrices they should be looking at for the social media marketing they are doing and for the Google ads that they are running?
Okay. The best KPIs, I guess, they should look at the numbers firstly, That is the main thing. Anyone is putting some money or any sort of, the efforts to it. So the numbers is one thing. Then other than that, the time that is taking behind it, that should also be one factor. How many people are involved in it? That is another thing. A lot of people, I guess, avoid this third point, that they don't look after how much effort that is going in creating that one thing. Apart from this big thing, I guess there's also the small things, talking about what you want to tell, what the choices is, what brand identity is, what the goal is. So all these things matter in this thing. But main things is, I guess, that how much team is occupied it and how much efforts is going on, how much time it is taking. These are the very important, I guess, key aspects of that.
Couldn't agree more. A lot of people discount the efforts that they are putting in efforts, right? So a lot of people will come in and say that SEO is, free marketing. That's absolutely not true because it takes a lot of time to create good.
I believe that is nonsense, actually.
Yeah, nothing is free in marketing, I would say.
Yeah. In fact, SEO is the most, time-taking process.
Exactly. But it has compounding interest later on. But in initial days, it's definitely one of the most time-consuming marketing efforts that you can undertake.
Exactly.
Okay, Sumeet. So are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay. The first question is, what is your favorite digital marketing tool?
I guess it's social media only, all the social media platforms. And if I'll have to select one, then I would say Instagram. It's very cliche, but I guess it's Instagram, definitely. And apart from that, I also think email is another tool, it is very underutilized, but it is very key factor tools in marketing.
Absolutely. One word to describe your leadership style.
Okay, I guess it's listening. I like to listen a lot. And I guess second is understanding. Maybe these 2 pointers, listening and understanding.
Absolutely. Well said. An emerging trend in digital marketing you are excited about?
I guess the AI generation, so, and specifically when it comes to graphics, I want to see where it takes, where it keeps, the graphic designer's position. Will it still, keep them on the hook, or, will it shake the entire graphic design thing? So, yes.
Absolutely. The next question is a skill you wish to master.
Skill I wish to master, I guess, video editing. There's this one thing I personally like. Like, I'm not so good at video editing. Yeah. But I feel that is a very important part also. And, like reels and videos is trending, like even podcast is trending. Everything needs video editing. Yes. So, yeah, I want to master video editing.
Wow, great answers. as we are running out of time, I'll ask just last question from you for the podcast. Like, if somebody is aspiring to be a digital marketer, what are the key things they should be doing right now?
I think, see, they should explore. They should, learn from the market itself. Everyone is on Instagram, everyone is on Facebook. They should look at these ads. Everyone, when you scroll, you see ads, you see a lot of content that is there, you see a lot of trends. So, you should focus on all these things and what is the creativity that is coming out of it. You should be keen about knowing what it is. So, yeah, I guess that is number one thing, that you should always be open to learning. You should always be open to, pick things from all the things that you are watching on, all the social media channels. That is one thing. And the other thing, I guess, is consistency. So you should definitely be consistent around it. Like if, I see there are so many people that are into marketing, that are social media managing things and all those things. But they get very nervous when they don't see likes on their post. They don't see a reel that is not going viral or that is not trending. So that is one thing, I think, like the patience that is there, you have to be patient, you have to be consistent, you have to keep on doing it, and you have to make your own trends instead of just going and following, dozens of trends on your chat. You just have to be consistent and you just have to be, keep on trying various things and just be sure about it.
Absolutely. But what is the time frame when they need to have an honest look at what they are doing on the social media? Like, is it 6 months, 1 year? Like, after what time period they should look and evaluate whether they are doing a good job, or they need to substantially change the way they have been approaching these marketing tools?
So when you mentioned about analytics, right? So I said every 15 days we have to look at the numbers, and that is very important. So let's say there's a new person, and if it's not working out for them, let's say 1 month it doesn't work out. Let's say 2 months it didn't work out for them. That means they are doing something wrong. It is not just around 1 month, or it is not just about 6 months or 1 year. If that is not working, let's say it's 2 months or 3 months you are feeling on it constantly, that means that something is definitely wrong. You have to look after it. It's not like 6 महीना आप करते रहोगे तो आपको definitely result आने वाला. It has to be, the growing graph. It cannot be a flat graph. Graph has to continuously be up and up and up and up. That's where, you should feel like, yeah, I am doing good things. Even if it's not suddenly up, it's slowly going up, that means you are doing good. But if it's a flat line, that means you are definitely
doing something wrong. Yeah. And the only thing I would like to add is that in startups, nothing goes like a straight line. So there will be zigzag, zigzag graph, but yeah, on a broader horizon, things should be going up. If that's not happening, you need to kind of change your strategies.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes sense. So Sumeet, thanks a lot for coming on the YesUsers podcast, sharing your stories, sharing your marketing insights. It has been really helpful.
Thank you so much, Avinash, for having me. It was a great talk.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
A big thanks to Sumeet Salve for joining us today and sharing his invaluable insights into the world of marketing. For our listeners who wants to stay updated with Sumeet's work and iThrive's latest initiative, be sure to follow him on LinkedIn and check out the iThrive's platform. Thanks for tuning in to the YesUsers podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy.